All right, here's a good question. It's one of the questions from the homework, and it has you take that function that's at the top, and they say something about 50 million. So you have to substitute 50 million in for h of x, like it's done here. But since it's a quadratic, you need to solve it for 0. So you subtract 50 on both sides, and you come up with this function here, which is a quadratic function. There's a, b, and c. Plug it into the quadratic formula, making sure you don't mess up on any negatives, which everything looks good here. And you could probably, right at this point, plug it into decimals, but you can work this stuff out and multiply that out. Anyway, you come to this. And so I've typed that in decimals here, and I've come up with this number. Now the question, I think it says, so what year will they reach 50 million? And so here you'd say, well, it's 63.87. Typically you'd round that to 63.9, or maybe you'd call it 64. But in the question, they say round the year down. So they don't want like to 0.8, they want, or they don't want you to round this up to 63. They want you to round to the nearest year down. So you wouldn't use those, you'd use 63. And so the question is, what is the year that they reached 50 million? Well, it's not the year 63. It'd be 63 years after whenever they started. So I think some of the questions are different, but I think it starts in 1940. And so you would add 63 to that to come up with 2003. So that would be the year that it would start. Person that did this stuff, perfect execution of the quadratic formula with some fairly complicated decimal numbers. Anyway, came out to 63. I round down, add that to an original number, and that's what you come up with. Okay, excellent.